this win. Reflex on the CT side, London will be the tease for this one, as we're going to be kicking it off. Smog instantly peeking out for second mid, trying to get a little bit of info. Does spot out 4 of the men on the side of London.
Let's see then, as we are into the pistol round. Smoke, flashbang, Frastro, the P250 as well. 2 players in towards the apartments here, trying to make a ruckus and keep these 3 players situated towards the A bomb site. MT. Jump spawning, sees 2 players, but the bombers haven't been seen just yet. And this is where the stack gets quite awkward for Reflex, as where do they decide to put their manpower? But players still waiting in apartments, Echo's making noise, and now they're going to be falling back from Banana, going for that late hit towards the A site. But actually, Reflex haven't budged. 3 players here, ready for the onslaught.
Mog in position by Graveyard, ready to be the Grim Reaper himself and put all of these players down. Begins nicely, finds the first frag on Fry. Whisk will pick himself up one as well. Follow-up frag comes through from Brody, and everyone is hitting the DECK. It is abysmal. The T's are just all being punished. They've only lost 1 player on the side of Reflex. In a matter of time, the last 2 remaining T's should go down. Whisk and Brody will get a kill apiece, and that is Reflex opening up the game.
So, Reflex with the pistol round victory, as we said before, not budging towards pits. Round number 2 then, and it's going to be the force buy from London. This is the confidence that they have. Really interesting to see Z and X in the roster as well. Obviously, we spoke about it before, but I think this is a player that needs a bit more time. You know, come the LAN finals, March 31st, which you can buy the tickets for now. I think that's where we're going to start to see London peak. Obviously, if pensioners do qualify for the LAN and we see a Smooya mix once again at a LAN finals, will we see London try and have redemption in the finals of a LAN to try and deny this narrative, which is quite common now, where you have a team that's the best in the UK, be it Endpoint, be it London at the current time. But even if they are number 1 in the UK, they still lose to a mix from Smooya. That's the issue right now. If Smooya can just put together a random mix and still win on LAN, you know, 2 best of 3s in a row as well, remember. There is definitely something wrong. So, mix versus an actual fully fledged team. Obviously, that's one of the banes of the UK scene, was the fact that there was always mixes, all the roster shuffles and the changes, and London have embodied that with the change. But anyway, I'm rambling as we're waiting to see what's happening here, as the fake towards the B site doesn't actually move any more players. So once again, Reflex keep 3 players here.
It was a good read from them to actually hunker down and defend towards mid, expecting this play. Potentially actually knowing this is something we've seen come out from London in the past. They walk into the crossfire. Eccles is the only one to really cause a bit of a ruckus. Has found himself 2 frags already and is hot on his toes, charging up towards Whisk, trying to lay the smackdown on this man, but he can't quite do it. That's a 4K picked up for Whisk in the round. And a very tidy second round for Reflex across the board there.
That was the force buy from London, so London should be going for the eco here.
They have a very similar logo to Reason Gaming. However,
do you know what? When I first saw it, I was like,
"Did you think Blanks was back?" Gfinity, of course.
Gfinity, of course. Yeah,
it's quite similar to Reason Gaming.
It's extremely similar. Obviously, it's not the little handheld
joystick.
Joystick, yeah. Which do you prefer? I think it's kind of hard to see the R in the Reflex.
Yeah, because it's a cross.
Yeah.
So it kind of also looks like the Disney XD logo.
Gosh, it does, doesn't it?
You know, Ben used to play for a team called Disney Kids.
Considering that he has all those shirts he bought from Disney World, it wouldn't surprise me.
He loves Disney.
He does really like Disney.
Well, can London Esports pop their way to the top? Or will Reflex be putting them down here? Doesn't seem to be a musical number really going on for them towards mid. They have waltzed their way out. They've got a bit of a read, but they're slowly going to be backing off and diverting their plan back round towards the B bomb site. 50 seconds on the clock now as they trot their way down.
4 versus 5. Casa is low towards the B side, but he's playing the headshot angle towards the coffins. As London are slowly grouping towards B. Obviously, no Kevlar, no utility. This is going to be contact play off of the Deagle from Solcas, I would imagine. And here it comes, perfectly timed smoked. I think they could go for a boost as well.
That was a gap on the right.
Yeah, they're just going to go for the brute force, it seems. Nice shot there from Eccles, but it's going to be short-lived here as they all go down. 3-0. Reflex putting some rounds on the board early on. But here's the real test, Jack. The full buy from London. AWP, not going to be invested into unless Soulcast goes for the glass cannon.
No reason to, really. For the most part, we've actually seen London be one of those teams that does tend to run the 5-rifle setup. That's the difference, right? Is London is the only team, really, especially in the UK scene, that has fully 100% adopted the AUG meta. Their CT sides now, you'll see them cutting out utility to run 5 AUGs every round.
Yeah, the issue is the AUG is just so strong at the moment. Seeing the major as well, players are not even picking up the AK for the AUG. It's that strong at the moment on the CT side. The ability to play so passive on the CT side, at range.
It's the aggression it allows you to take. Having that scope with the first bullet accuracy is unreal.
Yeah, but it's also, you know, close range, 99 and 98 in 1 within 7 yards. It's also the spray pattern on that thing is so easy as well.
And it's literally got better first bullet accuracy than any other gun in the game.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
Like an AWP. That's it. It's like 93 point something %. It's unreal.
Eccles catches the aggression there, but Brody is there from behind. Spots one. Can't get the second, though. Sending X as well towards the B side on the lurk. Kassa, last player alive with the elevated angle towards CT. Should be able to find the 1 kill. Should be shredded out afterwards. X didn't see him. Now it's Fried. Frederick on the hunt. Not the most intimidating person outside of the server, but in the server, Jack, he is terrifying.
In my world, I am a gamer. In your world?
Is that hyper?
It's one of those ads. I'm pretty sure. I've seen before. 3-1 though, London. Get their opening round on the T side as soon as they have the AKs to slay with. And that is the real raw London effect you have to worry about as well. All the players on this team, you talk about firepower, each and every one of them have the ability to just deal death on a whim. The aggression from Mog. Just the straight down face, just walking in there to try and gain control of top banana. A bit of a risky way to play it. Kassa as well, tagged up through the smoke, nearly goes down, just left on 44 HP, Snods. An interesting way to gain top banana control, if I'm honest.
Interesting to say the least. Kassa on 22 HP, falling back now towards the back boxes. Has a Molotov as well to delay a push in towards the B side from London. Already missing a crucial shot there towards middle, means it is still the man advantage for London. They have the nades to go for the execution towards the A site. 3 players towards quad though, Jack. They've gone for the heavy stack. What have they walked into?
MT playing anti-flash, got support from 2 other players. They don't actually clear it, but Eccles with a flick around turns on a dime and starts to punish. However, on the reface, it doesn't work out too nicely for him. The scope was locked, honed in on his position, and Brody C, not Brody C, just Brody, of course, will take him down. And it's all back on Astro, a 1 versus 2. Does get out. There's a man trapped towards pit. Whisk, going to be set on fire, ignited by the Molotov. Is forced to fall back, goes into an awkward angle, but still wins the firefight versus Astro. And Reflex are doing pretty good right now. 4 rounds picked up so far on their CT sides, Nods.
And it's the reset as well. And I was anticipating London to dismantle the CT side of Reflex. Good read there from the CTs to stack 3 players towards quad. Obviously London smoking off Arch, trying to go through middle, walking into crossfire from the CTs. And now onto pistols. Careful on a few of the players, but it's easy kills here for Whisk and Kassa. Echoes with Dink. Forcing Brody back with the AWP. There's no reason to lose that weapon so early on.
Soulcast. Just going for the jump spot out, gets a small read. Eccles now begins to advance. The smoke is down. Brody's watching it. This is the first shot. Maybe there's potential. It seems like that fight might come towards him. Nade's going to get cast out. Should do a small bit of damage. Actually, a fair bit. Takes off about 40 HP there from Eccles. Still a minute on the clock. Swing comes through. It's a slow face. Peeks straight into it. It's going to be his demise, and it's all on Z and X. Alex Webster, the man we've been talking about, Snods, really is his opportunity to impress us this game.
Every time I see his surname, it just...
The Brandon.
Yeah, Brandon and Webber.
Always put them for B for bed.
Oh, going full Neil Murphy here. Just the Z man.
God, the Z man, isn't he? Just kick.
He is a special, special character. Ooh.
This is actually smart. I prefer this. Get rid of the AWP.
Yep.
That's clever.
Break their economy right here.
Cheers, Connor. Or Windansky.
That was actually a reference to Shape My Effing Hand.
What was it?
Yeah.
Wow.
That's for the real OGs out there that got that reference. If you did, hashtag ESL Prem.
There must have been some tweets coming by now.
Yeah, there've been a few. Should I take a look, actually?
We're on it. James is on. I've given him a nod. Producer James. Producer James knows what's up.
Yeah.
Towards top banana though, Snods at this one. The aggression going to be coming through. Flashbang there for the response from Astro. Now he's spotted out Mog. Mog had no idea on the reface, just gets his knock blown off, and it's all going wrong. The entry frags are found in a matter of seconds. ZNX starting to flex a little bit of that flavour we spoke about as they get themselves up in towards the B-bomb site. The smokes are down. London are really in a position to secure their second round here. They shouldn't really throw this one away. It'd be incredibly unlikely as they're on a 2 versus 3 and they're not going to risk it. Reflex will back off. They know their economy's taking a bit of a hit. Most likely not going to win the round. Let's just save this gear and get out of there.
Five to 2. Obviously, in terms of cash, Reflex can buy into the next round with the save weaponry as well. ZNX with a double entry towards the B-bomb site. So, big round here for both these teams. Reflex, if they win this one, they reset London for the second time and force out the half buys, the quasi buys, where they can gain additional rounds and try and conclude the half, 8-7 or more. And then for London Esports, they win this round. Take a look at the cash on the CT side. If they win this one, Reflex are broke. It goes 5-3. Then it's the double eco, and it's 5-5. And London are back in this matchup. So pivotal round here. 5 AKs once again. Only 1 M4 for MT. Apart from that, 3 orgs and a single AWP for Brody.
Ooh.
That's with the entry as well towards Banana.
That's a nice early opener. So they've actually been able to get effective top banana control into this round. Casa and Reflex. They've still got 1 molly as well. There's 2 smokes in play towards that site. They're not really going to get a chance to use any of that utility, though, as Astro can just walk in.
Got to save.
That's ridiculous. How's one man just been allowed to wander into the site like that, take down both the players? They still had a Molotov. You've got both smokes.
You can't be playing that scared, and that's one of the issues, obviously. When you do not have the AWP towards the B site, if London are going to be walking in and going for the contact plays, in terms of skill, you've got to say with those AK peaks, they are terrifying. I think if you're Reflex, you have to make the adjustment of bringing out the AWP towards the B site to deny any chance of that from London.
You play that 3-player setup, you get early banana control.
Get the early kill as well.
The thing is, we did see them actually find the opening frag into this one, though. Didn't even take any damage back. It was a pretty fair fight. But that whole round's crumbled away from the entry. Astro, crisp stuff with support of Fry. They're looking to try and take down all the remaining members as well, and now they've got a read. They know where MT is. They're going to be walking up towards the bomb site. Eccles, still quite suspicious, dubious, in case anyone was hiding towards the site, and he would have been correct. Brody was there. However, they get through, and it is now 5-3. Game's getting closer.
Round number 9. Reflex going for the full force buy, not opting to go for the save into the 9th and then buy up into the next one. So, AWP for Brody, AUG for Whisk, and Brody is going to be AWPing towards the B side. That's the adjustment I was hoping to see. G going in, should do some splash damage, and it does. Ooh, the second as well. Takes it next down to 34 HP.
Yeah, this is actually way nicer. You do the early double molly. You molly close, you molly deep there. You get the nade down as well towards cover. You've got support of the AWPers. They can play this. They can try and take that aggressive banana control when they want to. And they can rotate a player off now. So Whisk is going to be the one that's fallen back over towards the A site.
Oh, the timing.
Did he catch that?
No, he didn't.
This is really bad for Whisk now. Paranoia is going to be kicking in. That's a smart play from Astro. They're going to be so susceptible, thinking a player could be through Speedway as well. You can see the CTs are back over on B side, actually rotating around because of this.
That's a really big, impactful kill. As now the remaining players from London trying their best to go in towards B, but actually no. Rethinking the idea of that one. There's still 3 players towards the A side here from Reflex, so game of cat and mouse here into the mid portion of the 9th round. Whisk still available here towards Arch. They would have anticipated him to rotate over towards the B side, but he hears the steps. 30 seconds left.
The herd of elephants charging their way around Arch side, and how more perfect could it get? Snots the bomb, drops at his feet. He's been able to find the bomb planter and take him down. Mark grabs himself a Kalashnikov as well in the commotion. Only 2 players remain for the CT side now. 15 seconds on the clock, and it has gone up in a molly. It has all gone wrong. It's only a matter of time before they go down. Fry realizes he needs to try and make a play because in reality he needs to die before time. And Reflex, they win that round. Whisk with a 4K. Huge impact so far. 15-2 right now, Snots. Head and tails above everyone else.
Tiff's bed, as you'd probably say right now on the server. 6-3. Quasi by now from London. Utility. The double Molotov means they're probably going to go towards the B site with the Molotov. Actually, no. It's going to be used early on towards Banana. Second one in towards Apartments as well for deny the early picks from Reflex. 2 players towards 8 here early on from Reflex. That may be to their detriment. Birdie in the fast rotation with the AWP, but it seems like an Aps burst coming here, Jack. Flashing towards Arch. Birdie's going to clear it. Here it comes. Flashes rain in towards A.
Ooh, they burst their way out. Whisk with a double kill. Brody as well, dealing damage, and it is a very clean affair. You can see the power of the org coming through into that round.
18-2.
164 ADR. Whisk having a field day.
A life game, I believe what the cool kids call it. Or he would never do that on LAN. Or he's super lucky. He's interped me, as that was famously quoted by Joe Lazarus. He's been interped.
He has been interped. He's 1-digged me.
Max has just interped me. I've got an input. 7-3. 4-an advantage here for Reflex as the Molotovs go in towards Banana. But instead, the shots go in on towards Whisk. You can see he's getting too aggressive here, a bit too big for his boots. This is going to be silenced there by Astro.
Never too big for the boot.
Yep. Trying to remember the lyrics, but actually can't remember them. Good song, though.
Yeah, it's not bad. Ooh. Well, he's actually quite lucky there. Astro holding the angle, trying to find that frag. They've now got the read, though, and they begin to push up together. That's really going to be the full wolf pack. 4 men outside of B. Early smoke goes through. That's going to smoke off towards CT. They've countered it with a smoke of their own. That is the last of the utility, though, really, from London. They only have 1 flash. ZNX needs to make this a popper, and they need to entry off the back of it. There's going to be a fight coming up, Snods. All 3 men grouped up in a line in the smoke. Once the flash blooms, they will run straight in towards the site. It's an awkward confrontation. Kasha trying to pull back. Mog with the spray down gets one. Nearly the follow-up frag for the second member to delay it, but they've gained the site control. And at this point, it's pretty much a guaranteed save, surely.
Has to be 4 versus 2. London have managed to trade the kills in towards the B site. And with that, Brody and MT are going to be saving. 7-4 here. As London have once again found weakness towards the B bomb site. Kassa and Mog struggling a little bit there, playing defensive, but a bit too defensive. The issue they're having is they're both playing on site in a way which means as long as London trade the kills, the site is theirs each and every time. When you look at the caliber of players on that roster, you know, you give them a situation where they're in a 3 versus 3 after plant with utility still left. You do have to favor them to take the round, which they have done. So, obviously that round was predicated by Whisk over peeking in towards middle. Right now, got the same kills as more than 3 of his teammates combined. How are Reflex going to fix the issue of their B hold here? I need to run into this CT half.
Brody. Lying close in the smoke, there's two players there. Flashbang's going to come over from Soulcast to allow them to try and deal some damage. It's actually the smoke to block it off. This gives him deeper control. They forced him back. Archer's been claimed. Nice early position to be in. A lot more map control this time around from London. They're actually being able to gain brackets control early. If they do fall back and go for a late round B play Snods, this is set up much nicer for them.
MT. Oh, actually, Whisk steals that one.
That was a bold face.
That was an extremely bold face from ZNX. Right now, trying to go for the equalizer towards B. Kassa and Morg once again playing very defensive towards B. One Molotov could spell the end here for their roster. But let's see, 40 seconds left as the grenades do rain over and sail in towards B. What's the defense going to be looking like here? Flashbangs don't connect, but this is the big point here. It's the AUG, obviously making things look so easy as they now walk into Cassis M4. Astro last alive with the AWP.
Strong org plays coming through, everyone just being blown to bits. It's only Astro really that is left there to try and make a big impact into the round. Bomb will go down, they'll give him that bit of grace at the very least. And he just waits for the onslaught to come his way. He's got to win 3 rounds here, really, in the survival of the fittest. First peek. Jump face across. Whisk actually opened himself up, made himself very susceptible to that attack. You feel like he should have really been ready for that and just hard scoped in, but instead went for the double zoom at the wrong timing. And MT will be able to overthrow him. That could have gone way worse than it did, Snods. Reflex picking up the round 8-4 now. As finally a pause comes through. I can only imagine this will be London Esports actually taking their first tactical timeout to talk about things.
8-4. In terms of cash, they can buy. Obviously, Frederick won't have the full buy of 2,200. Soulcast as well will be lacking utility. They may go for a save here, Jack. Allow for the 9th round for Reflex and play for the 9-6 half on the T and try and lock down the CT side going forward. Obviously, if they lose here, they get a bad round difference negatively. Fierce could be top in the group after week 5, which would be quite the sight to see. So, round number 13, they are going to be going for the force buy off of the loss towards the B site after plant. So, maybe upping the tempo here, as they're not going to be going towards Banana early on. But look how passive Reflex are playing towards this B site. They're not going anywhere near Banana. They don't want any of that smoke. The issue is when you give up that much space, in terms of information, they're going to be lacking. In terms of a fake execution that London can now pull on Reflex, it's very easy for them.
Minute and 10 seconds on the clock. London, they've looked very scrappy into these rounds. I mean, they've been able to get brackets control when they want it. They know how to push them back towards the A side, but we've not really seen anything develop out of that. The B side control that's been working for them has really been off the individual skill of one man. That's been about it. Once again, though, it seems like they do want to try and ruse them into the idea of going for an A site take, but they're grouping up. They're actually looking like they might finally commit to it for once. Brody on the AWP. He's not been fully challenged here as the push comes around, and he's already going to cast them back. Nice Molotov. Has to deviate out of position. MT with a big entry as well. That's Soulcast already down and out. Brody's in a pretty effective angle as they walk across. Nearly actually netted himself 2 with 1 shot. That could have been 2 birds with 1 scone. Ooh.
I said it was pretty good, and that is extremely good as well. 4K from Brody's. He lines all the players up towards Arch and Quad. Collateral there.
Freeing Freebirds with 1 scone, mate. Sorry?
Freebirds with 1 scone.
Yeah, feeding Freebirds with 1 scone. That was the Peter-approved guideline.
Were you trying to say 3 birds with 1 stone? Or
no, 3 birds with 1 scone. Yeah, feeding them.
I thought
no,
you messed up on the enunciation there.
Have you not seen that? There was like a whole post from Peter ages ago. They're like, we hate how sayings are anti-animal because it's, you know, kill two birds with one stone. So now you're feeding two birds with one stone.
Gosh.
That way it's appropriate.
That was good. Again, reference game not on point today. 9-4. Do you want more? Brooklyn encore.
Cook and roll with the Brooklyn Raw. One last time, I need Joel to raw. A minute on the clock. Waiting for the burst to come in towards the B site. The setup in position. Casa gets himself ready to rumble. Brody playing from the simple angle, waiting to try and decimate them, but all the shots get picked up. And this is a very clean half from Reflex, looking dominant, I must say, on their CT side stance.
Brody as well, stepping it up, 14-4 for him. Whisk, 19-4 on that CT side is one of the reasons why Reflex are so far in the lead. Ooh, bit of blockage there, but...
After you, sir.
Yeah. Managed to put the egos aside. Bomb as well there from Astro. If he loses that towards top banana, that would be detrimental. Tag down to 50 HP, that was not worth the play he was going for. I imagine he was expecting them to go for the overface.
It's really random as well when you have actually seen the peaks come out from Reflex towards top banana. The one round when they had 3 players there, all they did was the double molly and hold. The only round we've actually seen them go for a wide swing, they're not even being flashed in, it's just a dry face from Mog.
Or Whisk.
Yeah.
3 players towards quad. As I said, the Whisk is going to be rotating towards Arch. Instead, though, the attack coming towards B. Good setup here from Reflex, but the flash is perfect.
Kata, large and in charge in the elevated angle, raining death down from above. Will be able to find himself one frag before he's traded back. Eccles doubles down. That's 2 big early entries, and they've got site control. There should be a 5th round if they play their cards right from this point forward.
Blunder there from Mog, overextending the barrel. Making it very easy for London to find that frag. It could have been a 3 versus 3 here instead. Let's see. Kit for Whisk. Flashbangs, utility as well as they come barreling in towards Ruin. Tools. Unable to find a frag here. Frustration in the server for London as now it's a 2 versus 3. Astro now dropping in towards Paul. He would have made a sound cue there. Missed the backup and the crossfire towards Banana. Soulcast wins it. Still feels weird calling him Soulcast, not Dom.
I know, his name's Dom.
Yeah, Soulcast is a bit edgy, isn't it?
It's different.
He is a bit edgy on Twitter, though, you know.
Oh, there you go. We've got a tweet come through there from, of course, Benjamin Doughty, SEO, Lord Benjamin Doughty, saying that he wants to see Luz's biceps on stream. Hashtag ESL Prem, of course, Joe Ducker loose.
See them in person if you want, Ben.
Yeah, you
they
can.
Qualify.
At Manchester. We'll be trying for that win to make sure my biceps are present at the ESL Prem LAN finals. There you go. That's from, of course, Luzza himself, Team Pensioners. Mighty Max CSGO getting involved. Just wanted to pop in and say I'm looking forward to a great game tonight. Hashtag ESL Prem. All of the boys coming through there on Twitter. Lots of reactions going off.
Indeed, Jack. It seems like the players are fired for the hot 2 matches we've got later on tonight. Obviously, the 9 o'clock and 10 o'clock slot are heating up as we go along. Shout out to Mighty Max and all the boys.
Yeah, Mighty Max, Luzza, and Essia there. Bear in mind, if you guys also want to be featured on stream and get involved, tweet in your opinions on various things, be it Jaws or Counter-Strike, maybe.
Or Alex Honnold.
Exactly. That's hashtag ESL Prem. Let us know. Snods is currently talking about watches a lot on his watch podcast. So if you have any thoughts on watches, let him know.
We should do a podcast, Jack.
About watches.
About life.
Yeah.
About Jaws.
About Jaws. I've got a lot of Jaws facts. I specialise in Jaws. If that was my trivia, if I went on the chase and they asked me what category, I'd go Jaws.
You would say Steven Spielberg film.
Yeah. Specifically Jaws. What about Jaws 2? No.
That never happened.
No. There was a Jaws 2.
Yeah, I know, but I'm saying you'd be like, that never happened.
Oh yeah, it's not. It's not canon. It's not in the book.
Yeah. It's not source material.
No. No.
These boys have been it's slow, getting ready, haven't they? Before the game started, and now the game is started.
Yep. Do you see that that little broom there outside the door with the number 9 sign? that was just focused. That is actually a little hidden Easter egg there to the Disney movie Fantasia.
How do you know that?
Because
I know what you're talking about.
All the brooms
famous,
come to life and they clean the house.
I know, with the famous music.
Mm.
I couldn't repeat it, but I know the song you're talking about and the moment you're talking about.
Yeah.
Such as a bucket as well. Am I going crazy?
Yeah, they all come to life and
carry buckets of water around.
Yeah, Michael Mouse.
That film used to scare me when I was a kid because of the ending.
Yeah.
With the ice and all the.
Do you mean Frozen?
Frozen 2, mate, is coming out.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
When you want money, got to print it.
If you guys are a fan of Disney films, let us know. That's hashtag ESL Prem.
Yeah, we want to hear some good Disney facts. I'm sure Ezio has a few of those.
Yep. What's your favourite Disney movie? Other brands of movies are available, of course.
What is your favourite Disney film? Is Mulan Disney?
Mulan is Disney.
I think Mulan might be my favourite.
Yeah. All right. Well, let's get down to business.
Oh, we're live.
To defeat the Huns.
Oh.
Did they send us daughters? When I asked for sons?
I was on my phone looking at Disney films, trying to remember like the classics.
You've been rused by Mulan.
Yeah. Let's get down to business. To fluff the paws. Got to bring in facts about yours.
Well, here we are. We're plugged back into the Matrix. Reflex versus. I know it's. Well, for some,
do you know what?
Really hard to say.
On
Reflex.
3 hours sleep for me.
Yeah.
The words just aren't coming out as they usually are.
Well.
Oh my goodness, this is a quickie.
Oof, they're giving it. Fry. He's sprinting straight down mid. Frederick Bolt. But,
ooh, this pistol hasn't worked out, I think, how they expected it to.
They've seen bomb, though, so they know the bomb hasn't gone towards site. They've just smoked it, and he's just going to run. Well, this is when the round all goes completely wrong, Snod. Surely from this point onwards, MT. He's tried to go through the smoke. Unfortunately, not really worked out too well. He's dead. He's been put down like Walker outside of the Reading Casino event.
Oh, detain and arrest. As Whisk, ooh, decides to take his control over the round. Put your hands behind your backs, he says, as he tackles them to the floor in middle.
Oh, Fry's got no ammo. Oh, it doesn't matter. He's got another gun. He's sick. He's killed them anyway. Going to be making his move up towards mid. It's a 2 versus 2. This round could really go anyone's way at this point. There's tons of time as the bomb has only just gone down. So the fact they don't have a kit. Oh, they do have a kit.
They have a kit?
Right? Yeah, well, that would delay things a lot more.
Don't talk about Whisk like that.
Oh, Fry's gone. His head's been popped off. And it's all on Eccleston. The 1 versus 2. Bunny hops his way in towards the bomb site.
And now we take a moment of silence to just embrace the Eccles sigh.
Was that like a AOC listening to the speak?
Have you seen the Call of Duty ones? Mm. Let's go for it, listen in. It's just the most profound.
Yeah.
F this, F that. Even worse things.
Sponsored by AOC.
No, not AOC.
Yeah, AOC listening. No.
You know which one I'm talking about, from the World League.
Yeah.
You know AOC sponsored Endpoint, yet we didn't get an Endpoint AOC listening.
We didn't.
We haven't. We haven't really seen too much from the team.
Been quite quiet.
It's been very quiet.
Been quite quiet. Well, that's obviously just coming up. That's game 4 today.
Yep, congratulations as well to Adam Jessup on his new born.
Oh, we've already done that. You've missed that. We brought up a
tweet.
But
I haven't done it myself.
All right.
Got to get the message out there.
It's a bit late now. For Baby Jack.
Is his name Jack?
Yeah.
Is he named after you?
Yeah, he is, yeah.
Probably is.
Yeah. He's actually my godson.
Is he actually? You checking the thing?
No,
you're trolling.
Yeah. Quiet round.
Yeah, this is one of those ones where it's a patient game.
They've just been throwing smokes at Banana.
Yeah.
Oh, here we go, though. The execution should actually come through here. They've smoked it, but you need to just push straight through, and that actually could lead them into the jaws of defeat. First frag found there by Astrosnods. They're playing for the retake. They've given them the site control, though. There is no utility on that CT side, really, that's going to be that useful. I mean, you've got the double smokes, you've got the flashes, they can try and use it to get in. There's no kit, which is going to be a big point into this one. But it'll actually be useful. They don't have too much to help them out here from this position. Waltzing their way in, the spam's going to be coming through, the crossfire is very healthy. All the headshots are going to be picked up, and everyone will go down. Surely, this should be the 12th round for Reflex. This is ridiculous, Nods. Reflex are going to have 12 rounds on the board here, projecting themselves into an amazing positions this game. Bear in mind, this is London, the team that is topping the group, the team that was taking all the titles. They won the last season of the Prem. They won the Epic Land Tour. They lost at the most recent Epic Land.
Obviously, this is the thing. First match after a reshuffle, we actually mentioned it before as well. If there is a time when London are going to be losing online matches, it's going to be now. They make the roster change, and it's a time where they're going to be weakened, vulnerable. So Reflex are taking full advantage of that. We've got to say fair play. This game's not over yet, though, Jack. I still think London can actually win this one, even though it's looking like it's going to be 13-5.
Eccles looks to try and make this one a little bit more electrifying.
Yeah. What else can we go for?
Oh, wouldn't that be a shocker?
Hey.
Don't tase me, bro.
Would you get tased for £1,000?
Oh, is this what we're doing at the Prem Finals?
Yeah, if someone puts the money up, yeah.
Yeah, go on.
I would as well.
Why not?
I'm taxing you.
Brody might be walking into a little bit of a death trap here. It's the classic setup. You've got a man on the pallets and ZNX, the player, on the close angle as well. It's always the pallet boy that does damage. That's the one that tends to work out well. We saw Rain do it in the past. ZNX tries to live his movie, but it doesn't work out too well. Look how low everyone is on that T side. It shouldn't really matter though. Eccles, I mean, he's tapping away at them. 13, 9, and 1. Everyone's so incredibly low. That was a Flakes TV pan around the body there. That was nice. Shout out to Big Man Perkins. 13-5, Snods. Reflex. They're looking like they're taking this one.
As I said, though, I still think London can actually win this matchup.
I don't know, though, dude. I mean, yeah, they should, right? And in paper, they're pretty darn good on that CT side normally. They've actually got the full buyout that they love to run as well. You've got Astro on the AWP, which is always nice to see. We know how efficient he can be, and the 5 Orgs. But they look really quiet. And they've been very unlucky today, and that's unlike Astro.
3 towards Arch, make it 4. This is the play. Smoke coming in. Astro's going to be denied as the Molotov is there towards Live. The second smoke going to be used as they go for the Arch trap here, Jack. This is really good so far, but the problem is the double play here towards Pits and towards Graveyard. Then again, 2 versus 2, still winnable.
That goes to show the effectiveness of the AUG as well. Just how easy it is to go for those wide faces, utilize that scope, and just rain down pain with the weapon. A beautiful demonstration of it. Eccles and ZNX, the 2 remaining men on the side of London. Meanwhile, Reflex, they have Whisk and Brody. Their hearts are going to be pounding in their chests right now. A trade of utility. The HE gets launched towards ZNX's head as he begins to advance up. Knows he's on the close angle. Spots him out over the top. But the aggression from Brody pays off. However, he's now trapped, hunkered in this close angle. There isn't much time, and there isn't a kit on Eccles either. He needs to react right now. The flick comes down. Brody slumps him out, Snod. He is a certified lip remover.
These have been quick games so far. 14-5. 20 rounds in, and it seems like London don't really have too many options left. $3,000 across the board there for the London boys. They're going to go for the full eco and try and come back from a 15-5 scoreline and win at 10 on the trot.
Gone for a bit of a deco.
Yep.
Apart from Fry. He loves a CZ. He actually bought a dog and named it CZ. Do you know that? In honor of the CZ. Like Pasha has a dog called Negev.
Yeah.
Fry has a dog called CZ.
Wouldn't surprise me. I think Thomas should buy a dog called CZ. He's very good with it.
Called Mac 10.
Called Mac 10.
And he'd take it on runs everywhere and wouldn't stop moving.
Thomas running. running to victory potentially later this evening, as you can watch that game at 10 PM. That's the one to watch. Lazar as well, former team. Oh, Zelkas. Nice shot there. 14-5. 9-run advantage here as MT and Co. Going to go for the exact same round they did last time. It worked so well. Why not do it again?
Double smokes in effect once more. However, here's the thing about it this time, right? If they actually did go for that set play, there would only be one player in proximity to do anything. And they've caught them out just as the rotation was coming around. This is the worst part about it, though, Snods. The CTs that were trapped behind those smokes were completely isolated. Now they're walking into a stacked site.
Oh. Eccles! He might have whiffed it, but he found 2 kills to the Deagle.
If they would have fully committed to the A play they had there, all it would have been is about finding one frag. They could have traded that. They would have had site control. That's rough. Even if they would have waited a few more seconds when they double back towards Banana, you would have had the 2 players, isolated that at the very least. Instead, Eccles, you let him slip off. He hides in position by sandbags and has some big impact into the round. Now look at the damage done. Reflex, they've got no money.
No money, no ground.
No gran.
Ground.
Why have they got a granny? What's going on there?
No, I was trying to say ground.
Oh.
No fans. Should we go for the Wellstone Raider?
You see this gun on that Eccles has, right? This orc. Doesn't it
Skin.
kind of look like a Murloc?
Oh, can we quickly? I am Murloc.
See? Sort of looks like a Murloc, doesn't it?
Yeah, let me stop changing it, Eccles. It's a bird.
It is some kind of bird. It could be a blue tit.
If you know what bird that is, oh, the timing. If you know what bird that is, you know exactly where to tweet it. But right now, Eccles is the one delivering. Yes, the tweets, but the numbers and the kills is more like it. 2 versus 3 as the site is in control of ReflexEU. The bomb is down. This is the eco here, Jags. The bomb going down is going to give additional cash going forward.
Yeah, this is nice for them. It's exactly what they wanted to happen. They both run straight into the crosshair there of Astro. It's an easy spray down. Cool, calm, and collected. He will win that round for the side of London. They give themselves a 7th round now. 7 rounds away from the position that Reflex have gotten themselves into. It's still technically what to play for. They're definitely making it look like it's a lot more possible now than it did a mere few rounds ago.
So, 14-7. Buy now from Reflex. Brody with the glass cannon AWP. London sent 3 towards Banana. Astro the flashbang pinned, ready to deploy that towards Banana. Obviously, London are going to have Banana control now, so they can leave the AWP alone if they wanted to and rotate a 4th man towards A. So, smoke coming in towards the default site from Mog. Slow rounds here, Jack. Obviously, there's a lot to play for. Instead of next going to be the solo anchor towards the B site. So this is going to be 4 players towards A now for London. Interesting that he jumps off of the sandbag to have a harder time to be hit in the air. But obviously that means it's easier to catch him, which Whisk has. That's going to force the rotation from Eccles towards the B bomb site.
Ganged up outside B. Does appear to be where they want to end this round. They're all going to be grouping up and deviating their way back over. Because they are trying to commit into this one. Tons of utility left there. They've got the smoke to cast out. That's going to block off CT. Mog threw his out as well. Grouping up inside of the smoke. Eccles going to play on the close angle. The flashbang will not blind him. He only gets 1 frag, though. Luckily, towards the side. So Nexus dealing damage. However, there is a trade. This has put them into a 3-on-3, Snods. This is still winnable for either side, really. It's going to be quite a tight affair from this point forward. They're really going to need to put their best foot down. Fry advancing up. Going to try and leave that death squad into the retake. Astro. All primed and ready. Can he land a sick flick? No. Mog takes down the first man. No damage taken either. MT secures the second one as Fry is bagged up and tagged. And all of a sudden, it falls on Dom. The push will come around, but he's hit with a Mozambique technique. 2 in the chest, 1 in the head. He's done for.
That's Imi right now. Radioing in.
What's going on? Bring guns, boys. It's 15-7, like. What are you doing? What are you doing?
No pause.
No pause. No.
I imagine they don't care about this match. It's, you know, it's one of those ones where it's tough to call, isn't it?
Well, next only has a deagle, and you kind of do need to care about this match, really, if you think about it. The position
Yeah, they lose
they're in.
top position.
Yeah. It's the way it affects the standings as well.
Yeah, there's 8
Shake-up.
weeks in total, correct? Or is it 7?
So we have another week of the regular season.
Yep.
And then we have playoffs. Because obviously the top two
Of
teams
course,
go directly
3.
through.
Yeah, that makes perfect
Then
sense.
you've got 4 teams in playoffs.
Obviously, the seeding makes a big difference as well. You want to have the easier matchup in the best of 3s to make it to LAN. That Molotov doing a lot of damage there to Whisk. Lagged as well instead of next to the wall by Brody.
Oh no.
Okay.
Well, that's going to leave a sour taste in Eccles' mouth.
.35 seconds remaining. Astro towards Pit with the AWP. Oh, the timing. Oh, good off angle there from Fries. He finds third as well. Easy pickings for him. Can't quite get the ace, but he's done enough damage easily. It's down to Brody now. 30 HP and 20 seconds remaining. Astro has the AWP.
That's the unfortunate fact, right? He's walking into the site with a player with the AWP that can very easily take him down. However, Astro's just playing with the P250. And it looks like he's just going to commit to the plant instantly. Astro gets the headshot off, takes him down. That is going to be a 15-8 as they carry on. Cash isn't amazing, but the instant rebuy for the AUG does appear to be the call to action.
Yeah, you mentioned they are well ahead in terms of the AUG meta. 4 AUGs for them and a single AUG for Astro. Fully scoped team.
Bunch of zoomy boys.
So, Molotov. Oh! That is quite unfortunate scenes there. 4MT paused for effect as well by the Observer. Great work there. Chris looking over at me. I can see you on the recognition. He was. There he is.
There you go.
Pretending he's not auto-director right now.
Eccles. Waiting for this walk.
Oh!
Yeah, the AUG.
Just have it.
He should have decimated, but instead, Whisk finds the opener. Talking about Pistols being able to get the advantage here as well. Mog's been able to deal some damage towards the A site. That is another player that's already fallen. Eccles and Fry have gone. That's 2 big names to take out in this round already, Snods. You've already got the rotation as well from Astro. He's waltzed his way around.
Oh, this is a poor read.
This is going to be rough.
AUG, though. It's smoked off. Retake time now, Jack. 4 versus 3, and Whisk has the AUG. Playing in towards Graveyard. All 3 players rotating in through quad. Shot nearly landing through the smoke there, it seemed. Boost may come in as well as the smoke does fade.
You saying outrageous into this one. ZNX runs straight in towards the site, spots them out, crouching around as they're attempting to skulk about and stay alive. But it's the Deagle from Casa that proves to be the nuisance. Big headshots, big fun coming through, and a big win there for Reflex as well. They'll lock it down and secure themselves victory over London Esports. Now that actually does a lot for the groups. That is an upset.
Yeah, that is the definition of an upset. So Reflex now have 9 points as well. In terms of round difference, Fierce are leading. So actually, London... Okay, they're still second, but Reflex are close third now as well. This is awful for CEX, because it means now that CEX, obviously, there's 1 more week left of the regular season.
Yeah, if they even did have a very slim chance of being able to do anything after today's results, they're dead in the water.
Yeah, CEX is definitely... Yeah, because obviously, if Reflex lost that one, CX to win next week, and Reflex lost again, it's 6-6, but even then, Yeah, it's not looking good for them. So awful scenes there for CX. They are going to be back. Sad. It's weird not going to be seeing CX at the LAN. Considering how well they looked as well without Murky, having James PT stand in for their AWPA, they still put up a really good fight there in the semi-final against London. Some say they should have won that one when it was 13-6 up.
Yeah.
But I don't know if they're going to be making it to the next LAN, so...
Bear in mind as well, that was the ZNX factor that we got to see when he really popped off with a ridiculous series.
Yeah, it's crazy.
So you've lost that ability.
Yep.
ZNX now and his new team not finding too much success either of those. They actually lose this one out. So London finally being put to bed there.
Maybe the grass isn't greener on the other side.
Potentially so.
No, it's the first game. We can't look at it too much.
It's true, but
I'm sure if you're London, you don't care too much about that one. Obviously, they have a lot of confidence in that team. So even if they do lose next week, for example, and make it into the playoffs, I'm sure they're going to feel confident in the best of threes. But yeah, this is interesting now because if London becomes second seed and Revelation, obviously they've already qualified because no one can catch up to them. But Endpoint might. Wait a minute. So Endpoint are first seed in the playoffs from Group B because Revelation go through. And if London comes second... Okay, no, they do miss out playing Endpoint. Okay, I was trying to work that out because they could have been good.
Well, so they would have to face off, so only one of those two teams would get through the playoffs, essentially. They would have to come further in the group.
And that may happen if Endpoint lose again, but we'll see.
There's always a chance for that potentially, which could be a bit of a spicy meatball when we get into playoffs. However, of course, there is still more to go today before we start talking about the weeks ahead. That was game 2. We've got 2 more games coming up tonight. The next one is going to be our hot match of the week. It's Dizlone versus Revelation Gaming. So keep it locked here for the ESL Prep.